You're never required to make a single repair to sell your house, so why would anyone write as is in the listing, especially when it can cost you up to 30% of what your house is actually worth? And that's not all. There are actually 7 ways the as is label costs you, and the 7th one, you wouldn't even know you lost it, but you sure did. We'll get there. But first, here's what as is actually means to buyers. Number 1, as is a warning label. When a buyer sees as is in a listing, they think, what is so wrong with this house that the seller can't even deal with it? They're thinking bad foundation, roof, mold, you name it. Then on top of it, they worry about financing because most loans require the property to meet certain standards. So buyer's agents will even skip as is listings because they assume that there's some major issue and the house might not even qualify for a loan. So what did you lose? Leverage. You went from a seller who could entertain any kind of offer to a seller stuck with whoever is willing to buy a house with problems. That's a much smaller, more opportunistic pool. The label didn't save you from repair requests. You could have said no to those anyway. It just made sure the buyers who would have paid the most money never showed up. But here's the question you should have answered before you ever considered as is. What's your house actually worth if you fixed it up? That's next. Number 2, the number you're missing. Most sellers decide to go as is based on a number they estimated without ever getting a real quote. They eyeball the kitchen, guess 30 grand, and maybe the roof cost 20, and they talk themselves out of the project. Have your agent walk the house and give you a specific list of items. If you fix these items, the sale price goes up by this much. You don't want a vague, you do better with some updates. Get a line-by-line breakdown. Paint the main level, refinish the floors, replace the upstairs vanity, and the sale price jumps from $620 to $680. That's the conversation you need to be having. A good agent has vetted contractors on call and can get you real quotes within a week. If your agent can't give you that level of detail, you have the wrong agent. Now you can compare real numbers. If you invest $12,000, you get an extra $50,000 back. If you have the cash, you should definitely do the work. And if you don't, selling as is may be your only option. You just want to know what it is actually costing you before you do it. And while you're deciding what to do, there's a group of buyers who are hoping you pick as is. Number 3, the bat signal for lowballers. There's a specific group of buyers who search for the word as is. Investors, wholesalers, bargain hunters. They know that as is listings have less competition, and listings with less competition accept lower offers. So they send you a lowball offer and they wait, hoping that you have no other choice. On a normal listing, a lowball like that gets rejected without a second look. On an as-is listing, it gets taken seriously because now the seller's worried nothing better is coming. That's not a motivated seller problem, that's a market structure problem, and you contributed to it by including as-is in the description. The longer your listing sits, the more time itself starts working against you. There's a window at the start of every listing that you only get to use once, and that brings us to our next cost. Number 4, time is not on your side. Quick note before this one. We're about halfway through. In the final 3 sections, we're going to cover the exact formula every cash investor uses to price your house, the lawsuit that can show up months after closing, and the buyer who would have stretched to win your home and now will never see the listing. First, the clock is ticking. Every listing has a special window in the first couple of weeks where it gets the majority of its attention. That's when your home is sent to saved searches and when the agents with motivated buyers schedule showings. This is when offers come in aggressively because nobody knows yet whether the house is going to be a bidding war. So you get one window. An as-is listing burns that window with a fraction of the foot traffic of a normal listing. So the showings that should have stacked up in week 1 never happen. And the offers that should have come in week 2 never get written. Then week 3 hits and buyers stop asking, do I like it? And start asking, why hasn't anyone else bought it? Every week past that point, you lose negotiating power. Then, when that lower cash offer finally arrives, you take it because you're tired of waiting. But where did that number actually come from? Let's cover that next. Number 5, how investors price your house. Every experienced cash investor who walks through your house is running the same equation. They pay 65 to 70% of what the house will be worth fixed up minus the cost of repairs. That's the formula. So let's say your house is worth $700,000 fixed up. Repairs to get it there will cost $50,000. The investor takes 70% of the 700, which is 490. Then they subtract the 50 in repairs and offer you 440. They buy it, spend the 50 on the work, and list it back at 700. That number is not necessarily a ripoff. It covers their other costs and their profit in exchange for you not having to pay for and manage contractors. If you've got the time and the cash to run the project yourself, that spread stays in your pocket instead of theirs. In the next section, we're going to clear up a common misconception that could land you in court. Number 6, sued after closing. You might think the financial risk of selling a house ends at the closing table, especially if you said it was as is, right? Not quite. Here's a common misconception. People think as is in the contract means they didn't have to tell the buyer about problems they knew about. In most states, that's wrong. As is stating your intention not to fix the problem. It doesn't cover whether you had to disclose it. For example, a leaky roof, a wet basement, a foundation crack that's patched and painted over. If you knew about it and the buyer wouldn't reasonably catch it on a walkthrough, the disclosure form requires you to put it down. The bottom line, including an as-is clause doesn't protect you if you hide known defects. Courts across the country treat concealment as fraud or a statutory violation, regardless of what the contract says. The buyer can come back for the cost of the repairs, the cost of the lawsuit, and in some states, even punitive damages on top. That can easily run into 6 figures. But there's one more cost, and this one you won't even see. Number 7, the buyer who would have overpaid. The majority of buyers in any market are looking for the same thing, a house they can move into this weekend. An updated kitchen, clean bathrooms, shiny floors, and a roof they don't have to worry about. They're not looking for a project, and they're not price sensitive. When they walk in and it feels right, they write the offer that wins it. That buyer steers clear of as-is listings. If they do walk in and see old carpets, a water stain on the ceiling, you're done. They'll leave and buy the house down the street. And what you're left with are investors, flippers, and bargain hunters. People who built a business around getting houses for less than they're worth. You traded the buyer who would have stretched to win your house for the buyer who will stretch also, but down. So don't write as is in the listing. I hope that's clear by now. You can still sell the house any way you want, but keep the door open while you decide. Next, check out this video on the best projects to do before listing. These are the upgrades with the highest return on investment. And subscribe if you enjoyed this one. I release new videos every Friday. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.